From Maslow to Utopia, this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. According to Maslow, human needs are arranged in a hierarchy, with physiological survival needs at the bottom and the more creative and intellectually oriented self-actualization needs and achievements at the top. Maslow argued that survival needs must be satisfied before the individual can satisfy their higher needs. Makes sense, really. If you are starving, broke or freezing to death, you are not thinking about starting a university course in medicine. You are working out how to save yourself. If your mortgage isn't being paid and your family is about to end up on the streets, you are going to be under stress, which needs to be solved before you can think about higher things. Basic needs of life are essential. Lower survival-related needs are short-term. They have to be solved before you can move on to higher desires. Higher needs become increasingly psychological and long-term. Maslow's hierarchy is presented as a pyramid because the physiological needs, which are the base, must be met before the higher needs can be fulfilled. A building needs strong foundations if you want to build it higher. The love and belonging and self-esteem are social needs which become important when our basic needs are fulfilled. Self-actualization is the pinnacle because this is when a human achieves their inner goals and aspirations. Self-actualization means you fulfill your destiny. It is interesting to see Maslow's ideas compared to the ancient system of the chakras, which are telling a very similar story. Have a look at this image. The chakra system was developed thousands of years ago, and yet in many ways it mirrors Maslow's ideas, with physiological survival being the base upon which we build our lives, and enlightenment being the pinnacle of self-actualization. The problem is that the current circumstances of our lives on this planet are pressuring many people down, so they spend most time in survival mode, with no time left for the higher energies. And when you analyze these circumstances which are causing downward pressures, you will see that they are caused by either natural occurrences like earthquakes, floods or fires, or they are human-created. When you analyze them further, the majority of the downward circumstances are human-created. There is enough food, money and general raw resources to feed and house every human who is alive on this planet right now, but there is not the human will to achieve it. And the reason for this can also be understood from Maslow's hierarchy. Humans with power and wealth are subject to the same pyramid of needs as everybody else. Being wealthy does not mean you are enlightened. Just because you are good at fulfilling your survival needs does not mean you have moved into the higher levels of the pyramid. Lack of balance and being firmly grounded in the base survival energies leaves both rich and poor people fearful, anxious, and insecure. Those sorts of energies make people hold on tight to physical reality in order to satiate their fears. If a wealthy person or a person in a position of power is not living in their heart energy or higher, they are not going to feel compassion nor have a deeper understanding of what they are doing. They are going to hold on tight to their money because they cannot trust that life will look after them. They see other people as a threat to their survival, and they use their wealth to give themselves a reason to stay on top of the food chain. They may even rationalize that it is natural selection which puts them on top of others. And they have too much fear to make the world a fair and equitable place. Yet, If every person was born into a world where survival needs were already a given, a large level of fear would be removed from life. The reasons for much of the crime and many of the social problems that occur would be removed. Of course, there would still be social problems, but if everyone was fed, housed and clothed, there would be greater chance there would be room for the next levels of the pyramid: self-esteem, individual empowerment, creativity, compassion, and genuine understanding. And if there were more of these qualities amongst the average human, the chances of solving social problems would increase, and we may move closer to sane and peaceful living. Of course, there will be those who say this is impossible, but this very idea will give them a reason to hold tighter to their own need to survive and not think about ways to help their fellow man. This article was written by Alexander J. Clark, author of the book There Are No Secrets: A Short Science of the Human Soul. If this video interests you, there is more at wakeupnow.net. You are welcome to add comments, and please subscribe if you enjoy my content.